I've been stuck in the present since returning to life a little over 10 years ago. I don't think that I've been able to really explain what that means. And in the last 5 years, the accelerating recovery and seemingly impossible results, I think now I am ready to explain, at least attempt, what it means to be stuck in the present. It's depicted in movies, and I've mentioned it in other documentary entries like the movie Memento and 50 First Dates, as well as Born Identity. The concept of a severe head injury and the neuroplasticity of how the brain rewires to keep the body alive. The brain goes to that primary function and wires in any way necessary to go around severed areas to keep our organs going. It's called neuroplasticity. It's random and unpredictable, and when a skull-puncturing injury like mine happened with severed nerves, the hemispheres were partially separated, and there was damage to the other hemisphere too, which is a bit of a mystery. The severe area damage, severed nerves, and several hundred pieces of skull had to be removed. The left side neglect was partial paralysis through the whole left side, and that's the whole left side. That includes tongue, swallowing, lung, the muscles of the whole back, left side neglect. So the brain was unable to send signals to a portion of my left side of my body in its entirety. So that level of left side neglect is why I don't remember years at all. And still to this day, I'm incapable of making new visual memory. So I'm stuck in the present, meaning my brain is wired to compensate for the inability to make new visual memory. It's like the brain in the last 5 years has disregarded recognizing that's not possible. Instead has put focus on other sensory perceptions, and they've increased. So my sense of hearing, my sense of smell, touch, everything has accelerated to this point that I can't really explain, other than it's so intense that I'm stuck in the present. My brain's not bothering to try to remember yesterday because I know I can't make new visual memory. It's an effort to remember yesterday. So don't bother. Stay right here, right now. I've got to remain focused on fixing the malformations of my left side, which is every single day in every possible way, altering my posture to fire the things that atrophied and stop favoring what was overdeveloped in those years that I was misdiagnosed deliberately by people that were attempting to prevent the recovery. So by being stuck in the present, I know exactly what's going on in my life right now. The inability to make new visual memory, I realized in 2019. I also at that time began tracking to the best of my ability every day with video recordings, doing journal entries as well as recording others for my protection, because I was surrounded by people that knew I wouldn't be able to remember, and so they exploited that. They got me to manipulated me to sign things believing I wasn't disabled, because they told the court that I wasn't disabled when I was a patient in the hospital. And they just operated off of that unlawful ruling, getting law enforcement and all to believe them that I was pretending that I was paralyzed because the court had said I was fine. So the police arrested me in a store and broke my foot and would not listen to a word I was telling them, that my shoulder was subluxated, that I was doing therapy, my hip was subluxated, wouldn't listen to a word. So that's when I realized that the police aren't informed about my actual medical condition. It should be in their records. If it's not in their records, that means it's not been in a single court proceeding since the injury. And I was informed about that 5 years ago. That my actual medical condition was hidden from probate court while I was the patient of St. Joe's Hospital, and I was wheeled into the court by my father, Roger Lecomte, and I told the judge I could take care of myself because I was told to do that. The people that filed for that motion hid my actual medical info. They hid the fact that I had to have a neurological evaluation by law in order for the judge to make that determination. They hid the head injury to skip that requirement by our acts of Congress. The Americans with Disability Act, the Traumatic Brain Injury Act, and who knows how many more when it comes to equal rights, civil rights. I did not get equal treatment from the court at all. Tactically by the people that misused the court to take away my human rights and attack them viciously for a decade, and now beyond a shadow of a doubt, I believe they were trying to end my life. This was a murder attempt by my blood relatives for a multi-million-dollar theft, and they planned on there being no survival or no recovery, or if I went insane, got locked away. They were attempting to end my life, and they ended my daughter's life instead. They drove her insane by separating us, taking the house. She drank herself to death last February across the street from our house in Peterborough that was stolen, and we've been separated for 4 years before that happened. The brutality of this attack by Roger LeCompte, Lynn Howard, Tim Donovan, Jolene Rogers, Ryan LeCompte, and Tanya Dysart, those 6 people have had 7th and 8th help them. But exactly how is where I don't know. I know they're really good at manipulating people, like Lynn Howard has done this crocodile tear performance to Ray Panetta and these other people that are friends of mine, to convince them that she was the caring mother trying to help. And all the while, that was the person hiding conservative position and making bank accounts to assist everyone else that was stealing. But so in case they were to get audited, it would look like Department of Health and Human Services was giving me everything, going to accounts in my name. And that I was just confused with my TBI. The whole time, Lynn Howard, my biological mother, was forging the attack on the financial end and covering the identity theft by other people and making bank accounts so that they would all look immune, be immune if investigated. And they were planning on breaking me down after stealing the home, after lacking all modifications, all equipment. They forced atrocious physical malformation when I was supposed to be 100% physically recovered. It was a guarantee according to the medical documents. They said the condition I was in when the injury happened, and the survival, that nothing but therapy for the first 2 years, I'd be 100% physically guaranteed, and then they could do a neurological evaluation and determine what my cognitive capacity was at that time. But because of the severity of the head injury, no neuro eval could be done while I was at UMass. Roger, Lynn, and Tim quickly had me transferred from UMass to St. Joe's in Nashua because I could speak, wheeled me into probate court, and fooled Honorable Judge Quigley to get the unlawful ruling to make me my own guardian, and have attacked the last decade with my signature on pieces of paper and checks. Roger, Lynn, Tim, Jolene, Ryan, Jolene, they all did it together for a couple million. Having me sign things saying that I agreed I owed them my house, and then they used that stuff to tell the court, he's a normal person that signed this, the house is ours. The sadistic approach by these people is overwhelming daily, and that's why I'm at that point where I understand in the last decade, in the last 5 years, coming around to this point so quickly. It was 5 years ago I began barking, and I was found by Sergeant Griffiths, and he got me the right equipment and told me that left side neglect was my diagnosis, missing from the wellness center. So he got me the right gear, got me in the right direction of repairing, and I've been on it since, every waking moment. So as the clarity returns in the last 5 years, the events of the last decade, and as an investigative journalist that I decided to be with my own traumatic brain injury recovery, everything I was able to gather was taken by HUD. HUD property in Greenville, where I ended up after that unlawful eviction from my house they were stealing. I was confronting HUD, asking them to bring attention to these people that were making bank accounts in my name since I was in a coma, and that I wasn't getting a penny of disability income and hadn't since the injury. But Department of Health and Human Services claimed that I've been getting everything a person could get since the injury has been getting delegated to my name from the federal government as a cross-disabled TBI survivor in New Hampshire. So if all the money was coming, I asked them, where's it going? And they said, you don't have permission to the ledger because of court rulings in place. I found the bank that a trust account was at, that other accounts are tethered to, same. The bank manager told me that I'm not permitted to access that account or have any information about it because of court rulings in place. So it's these court rulings that were organized by Roger, Lynn, and Tim, and then the dissecting of my life with the misfiling at probate court, and then misfiling Department of Health and Human Services, then the theft of the home, the theft of insurance settlements because I was operating my own business when injured, represented by Morgan & Morgan also, for neglect by MDS, insurance settlements stolen. None of this is a joke. The overwhelming attack this has been by my blood parents and the Peterborough residents that assisted them because they were employed by the state, and the handful of people that were around them that I trusted leading up to the injury, they've all shown the truth of who they are and what they're willing to do to people when they're vulnerable. And in my opinion today, as I just do my videos, I'm stuck in the present. So tomorrow I know I'll think the exact same thing. I don't mind saying it. When people show that they're willing to treat our vulnerable, including their own children, that way, then they're really just not welcome to participate in life with us this way. It's my opinion. But they control the courts because they're employees of the state of New Hampshire, and being disabled in New Hampshire, there are no human rights. It's all a show to get people distracted, as these people employed by the state attack and take from the federal government and destroy lives publicly while tax funded to protect us. And tomorrow, I guarantee, will be the same exact truth in the moment I experience then.